Hello guys, welcome back. Jace Archmage here, aka Merlin. I do have some things for you today. We're going to be discussing the Dark Heart of Skyrim's epic conclusion, Markarth. Now this new DLC does add a few things to the system. It adds a new collection system, which we will be discussing in a little bit of further detail. It also adds in a new zone. It gives us the two new zones, the Reach and Arkthzand Caverns. I know I probably butchered that. It also adds new quests, characters, challenges, new artwork. It also gives us a new set to collect. And if you go to the store here and look under that, it gives us the Hunter's Bounty. You uncover powerful new item sets and unique collectibles as you explore the Reach and brave the caverns of the deep folk below, including titles, cosmetic pets, and more. Speaking of pets, now there are two pets that are leaving us in 2 days. I've already purchased the black cat, also known as Mimi. And you also have a chance to pay $1,200 for the Nightmare Fellstalker Cup. Let's take a look at that. Alright, pretty sweet looking cat right there. Now, that will only be available for the next 2 days. And then I'm assuming it goes back into the vault until next Halloween. Now, if you buy the DLC, as soon as I find it here, there we go. You can buy this DLC, which I did, which is just the straight up DLC, nothing special. Or you can buy the Collector's Bundle, which is available for 4,000 crowns. It contains Markarth, 5 XP scrolls, which will give you 50% bonus XP for 2 hours each. You also get the mount, and you get the Teacup Charis Chirling. Or if you're like me and you just bought the straight up DLC, you can go over here, drop another 1,000, and then you'll get the Teacup Charis Chirling, and I'm assuming probably going to be the same amount, maybe a little less, maybe a little more for the horse. But back to the DLC. Now, it's also going to be adding in the new item set like we talked, the achievements, collectibles, new rewards, a new solo arena. It's going to give us Vet Shrain Hollows. The new item set collection system, which we'll hit more on here in a minute. It's also going to give new quality of life improvements such as artwork, zone access, all sorts of fun stuff. Now, if you are an ESO Plus member, you do get the DLC as far as the zone. I believe you also get the dungeons if it has any. You'll also get naturally access to the item set and pretty much everything DLC has to offer. Now, I am an ESO member, or an ESO Plus member, I should say. But I did choose to buy it just, shits and giggles. Now, basically how this goes is the Reach is under siege, and the dark forces of the Grey Host prey on the land's beleaguered tribes from deep beneath the city of Markarth. In the Elder Scrolls Online Markarth, you can explore 2 new zones, discover the proud tribes of Reach folk, and conclude the year-long Dark Heart of Skyrim adventure, which basically should end with the killing of the Vampire Lord. Now, for the first time in Elder Scrolls Online, you can explore the unforgiving wilds of the Reach and the underworld beneath it, filled with new stories, characters, and challenges. As you venture into this perilous part of Skyrim, you'll encounter a people both stalwart and resilient, struggling to defend their home against the Grey Host. Now, in addition to the Reach, you can also venture into the area of Black Reach, known as the Arkthzand Caverns, the world beneath the city of Markarth, filled with new quests, delves, world bosses, herald storms, and more. These 2 zones will challenge even the strongest adventurer and doom those foolhardy enough to go it alone or unprepared. Now, in the Markarth storyline, you'll join forces with the local Reach folk to confront the Grey Host as you stand with the Despot of Markarth, Ard Kadash, and other Reach allies. You'll unravel the terrible schemes of the vampire Lord Rada al-Saran and battle your way into the darkest depths of Blackreach to stop him. Now, while the Markarth storyline is a complete tale from start to finish, should you have already completed the Greymoor's chapter and the Markarth DLC main storyline, you'll unlock additional quests that bring the year-long Dark Heart of Skyrim adventure to its final epic conclusion. So let's touch on that a little bit. Basically, what it is if you want to, just do the DLC, do its storyline as is, great. If you have Greymoor and you've completed that storyline to its conclusion, along with Markarth's conclusion, then you will be able to get epic quests, extra quests, kind of like a bonus quest line. And upon completing that, you'll get to kind of see the full story in its conclusion. Kind of like if you played Final Fantasy X-2. You would get different endings depending on how much of the game you actually progressed through fully to its extent. So if you did everything as you were supposed to, then you would be able to unite with Titus and, finish the story to its conclusion. If you did not, then you would get hints of where he is, or you would end up just blowing the whistle and nobody would come, kind of thing. So with this, the more you complete before you try to do the storyline, the better. Now, as far as the Veitshran Hollows Arena, test your mettle and discover if you're strong enough to call the Reach home in Veitshran Hollows, a new solo arena designed to push even Skyrim's strongest warriors to the limits of their skills and courage. Within this new single-player challenge, you'll have the opportunity to choose your paths as you enter 3 realms touched by oblivion and defeat the dangers within. Now, each is filled with challenging bosses and no shortage of secrets. You'll earn rewards and honors for completing this new arena, including a special item set, achievements, and collectibles, including mounts, pets, all that fun stuff. Get ready to claim the title of Spirit Blood Champion. And for those of you who have purchased the DLC or are thinking of purchasing the DLC and need to find a way to it, the Markarth DLC Game Pack is free for all ESO Plus members and available for purchase for 2,000 crowns from the in-game crown store. That's how you get it. You'll also be able to click on it and get a quest that will give you kind of a marker on your map to follow to get to the next, to get to the starting point. But I do highly recommend not doing that quest or starting it until you get through Greymoor, just mainly because I'm a completionist, hence why I'm still doing the main story. Hell, I haven't even left Auradon, really. Now, in addition to the base DLC, the Markarth's Collector Bundle is available. You pay 4,000 crowns, as I showed you earlier, and that'll give you the mount, the pet, 5 XP scrolls, and it'll also give you the base game. Now, when you want to get started in Markarth, you can teleport directly to the North Markarth Way Shrine from your map, so that'll instantly be unlocked for you. And by using the DLC tab of your collection's UI and accepting the Despot of Markarth quest from the Zone DLC section, you may start that quest. And once you've entered the Reach, you can explore the new zone, begin the DLC storyline, discover the many delves hidden within, world bosses, Harrow Storm locations, or encounter any of the local Reach folk. It's up to you how you kind of play through that section of the game. Now, here's what you've all been waiting for, the item set collection system. With Update 28, you can now add hundreds of ESO's item sets to your collection's UI. And then you can use the transmutation gems at any transmutation station, such as the one found in the Clockwork City. And you can reconstruct them. Now, you can find collected sets within your collection's UI under New Sets section. So, I'm going to show you guys that. So, we're going to go here. We're going to go to Collections, Sets. We're going to click Aldemar Dominion, Auradon. Now, as you can see, I click Options, and it shows that I've collected these. the sash. Now, as I recall, this new system will allow you to free up much-needed inventory bank or coffer space, since almost every set in Tamriel, with the exception of crafted ones, can now be safely stored in collections. So let's say you have a set that you've collected. I believe you can now store this in the collection sets, which will allow you to then reconstruct it later. Now, whether it'll be at the same level as when you stored it, or if it will adjust to your level, that is the question. So don't go deconstructing everything yet. They're going to want you to check out kind of like the stats and statistics of everything as they work everything out for it. So if I click this, okay, so add your gear to the collections with the new item set. Collect all the gear earned via questing, PvP, or PvE activities. The Elder Scroll Online has hundreds of unique item sets, giving you boosts to your base stats, abilities, as well as offering unique boons that can turn the tide of battle. Now, while many of these sets might not be relevant to all your characters, you're bound to find quite a few that you need to store in your inventory, bank, or coffers. With Update 28's item set collection system, you can add almost all of your item sets to your collections, helping you collect all of ESO's gear and free up that, precious space without you having to basically go broke to make sure that you have enough space. Now, the item set collection has brought about two main goals. What it'll do is alleviate your inventory burden, so it'll make it easier for you to say, oh, well, I really want to hold on to this, but mainly because I like the look of it. Now you store it in there, or say you don't like the look of it and you just want it for its stat boosts and all that fun shit. You store it in there and you're good. Now there are over 400 dropped sets in the game, so trying to get them all can be a huge undertaking, which is where the new collections item set comes in. And they want to give all players a new end-game chase in the form of the sticker book. Found within your collection, this new sticker book gives you a clear idea of where almost all of ESO sets drops are and which ones you've obtained. The ability to track which pieces you've looted is important, as it helps to lower the cost of reconstructing the items later. Now, when collecting item sets, you need to worry only about the slot and not trait or quality. Once you've unlocked the slot, you can reconstruct it in any trait that you've researched. Now, while this is, awesome, basically what it means is if I get a set of the Sanctuary gear, which is what my guy would use seeing as it's light armor, I can then give it all Divine. If I've researched that trait, I can add it to my armor instead of using whatever trait it came in with. Now, and all items in a set have a minimum floor quality that they start at. We've also added robust researching and filtering so you can easily navigate and find a particular set. So as a result, you should be also able to tell at a glance which pieces of a set you have collected and which ones you are still missing. Now, being with all that said, it does look like it's going to be pretty awesome. I mean, in theory, at least with all the armor sets out there, as I've stated before, it is about 400. It'll be definitely easier to, figure out, hey, this is the set I really like. So I'm going to hunt down these pieces, because when I started playing this game, my friend and I, he took me through my first couple dungeons and he's like, okay, so you're going to want this because that's the build you're going for. I'm what is defined as a glass cannon. I do a lot of damage, but I'm squishy as hell. And I've done my best to alleviate that by putting points into elemental defense, physical or poison resistance, but I'm still pretty squishy. So questing on my own is hell. But he told me I want light cloth armor because you can get boons for just wearing all cloth, like increased resistance, physical or spell-wise, Or you can get increased critical spell damage, especially if you're a Khajiit, you can get increased critical damage. But with all that being said, I kind of passed up on other armors. So, if I recall, the collections are pretty much, you know, universal. All your characters can do this. So, if I get a low-level... I make a paladin or a warden, and I want that warden to be decked out in a certain style, I can craft it from there using my transmutation gems at any of the transmutation stations, and it'll make it a little easier. Now, if you own that piece of armor previously, the cost of making it does go down. So, with that being said, guys, I hope you guys are as excited about Markarth as I am. I am going to be doing some videos kind of touching on each of the DLCs. I know it's probably a little late to go back and kind of retroactively talk about each one, but basically what I'm going to be doing for the older DLCs, especially some of the Core 4 there, or Core 8 beginning ones, I'll be touching on the finer points on them, kind of like a retrospective of then and now, as far as, okay, this is what the DLC was like when it first came out. This is the changes they've made over the years to it. Just kind of like a retroactive DLC talk. I'm also going to be doing some videos on ranking weapons for my class, my particular build. Which one would I prefer to carry into a dungeon? Which one would I prefer to carry into a veteran dungeon? And which champion points, or where I'm putting my champion points as far as which of the constellations I've been following. And with that being said, guys, I want to thank you guys for dropping in. You guys are awesome. If you liked the video, smash that follow or subscribe button. Also, give me a shout out in the comment section about what you liked about the video or what you would like to see in the next ones. And I will see you guys next time.